You are listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Cult of Campbell. I'm Ty.
I am Ian.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Ursa.
And today we're looking at the Burn Notice made-for-TV movie.
The Fall of Sam Axe.
Starring Bruce Campbell. And was it Pedro Pascal?
Pedro Pascal, yeah.
And what's he in? Because I know you guys recognize him. I don't know.
So he was in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not
He's
big
the dude
into
who
it,
got
so.
his face smushed.
He is also the Mandalorian, where his face
Yes.
is barely featured.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought he was. I thought he was the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yep,
You didn't
he's
recognize him?
No. Didn't recognize him.
God, everybody is hiring Game of Thrones people.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, you should see this series called Ripper Street. It was like they just, as soon as somebody died off in Game of Thrones, it was like they got a cameo
I
on
love
there.
that.
It was crazy. It was- yeah.
I feel like they filmed some of that in Bulgaria.
They may have filmed some of it in Bulgaria.
It had that muddy, gross look. That
I think we need to
Bulgaria
go
has.
to Bulgaria. at
I
least
think
once.
so. But you know, it wasn't filmed in Bulgaria.
Shockingly.
This film, Burn Notice.
That we know of.
How's that segue? Screenplay was by Matt Nix, who also seems to be behind the series Burn Notice, as far as
makes sense.
perhaps screenplays go. We also have the director, Jeffrey Donovan.
Who I believe plays the main character on Bird.
I was thinking.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me
Oh, how cool
double
is
check
that?
Let me double check that.
Okay. While you're doing that,
he had a little cameo in it too. He had a little cameo.
yeah, he was
Same
in
guy.
it for a moment.
As a Burn Notice guy. Oh, well, that's fun.
Well, neat. He did a great job
I have
directing.
always thought that guy had like an extremely punchable face. I don't
Really?
know why. I have no idea why. I always see his face and I'm like,
That's a gorgeous punchable face, though, isn't it?
yeah, he's just
I
so
think
handsome.
He is. He's too, yeah. And it's like, but he's got that handsome look that it's like, I'm handsome and I know it. And I think that's
Right.
why the
Maybe.
punchability.
Maybe that's
Yeah. Yep.
If I could theorize, because I'm with Ursa, I'd take a swing at it.
Man, we went from being super nice to Jeffrey Donovan to really mean to Jeffrey Donovan.
Great director. Love your face.
Personal.
That was the best face. Yeah, that was the
Let's
best face.
get groovy.
let's get
Grab your boomstick and fire up the Delta. It's time for ACTION. Join the Cult of Campbell. Groovy.
And if you're lucky a little later, I'll let you play with my
I used to take care of this lady that had like ALS, and I was like a home health aide for her, and she was like super into Burn Notice, like the TV show.
Ooh.
I noticed Bruce Campbell in there once when she was watching it, but I mean, otherwise, I didn't even know they had like a TV movie. So
Yeah,
this
right.
was like
Yeah, I
my
didn't know
first
until
time
recently,
watching
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I know. My roommate, he used to be really into it. And he like religiously watch Burn Notice. I remember him like binging it a few times, and I'd see Bruce in it, but I just never felt compelled to sit down and like watch it through because it looked like a procedural type thing, and I'm not a really big procedural type guy. So
Yeah, that's kind of. I think that's right. It's pretty procedural, but I watched Burn Notice. I only watched it once through, and it was years ago. So I've seen this movie before,
Oh.
and I remember like I liked the show. It wasn't like incredible, but it was pretty good. It was just Jeffrey Donovan and Bruce Campbell and some lady doing spy shit in Miami.
Nice.
And it was
Nice.
like, yeah, it was watchable.
You were along for the ride, weren't you?
Yeah. And I remember liking the movie, and I liked it today. So I think it held up.
Oh, yeah.
it was actually really fun. Yeah, this is my first time seeing this. I really thought it was fun. I kind of want to see more of Sam Axe. It was a fun character.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the character.
Yeah. So for me, this was my introduction to Burn Notice. I've been aware of its existence, and it just hasn't come on the radar for me to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
But it's like, because I like to commit to a show. Once I start something, I like to finish it, and I just, wasn't ready to make that commitment just yet.
Right, yeah.
But,
there's a lot of episodes.
yeah.
of the show.
So hard to find commitment to a TV show these days.
I know. But after this one night stand with this pretty awesome movie. I think I think I might give her a shot now. Put a little extra effort into this relationship between me and Burn Notice.
I might. I'm concerned I'll get into it and find that there's not as much Bruce as I am led to believe based off this.
He seems to be a pretty big character.
I see most of the time it's usually like him, the Jeffrey guy, and some woman are like always like the top 3 bills.
They're the 3 main characters, and it kind of varies episode to episode.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
Every once in a while, he'll only pop up for like a moment, but then there's other episodes where he's like one of the absolute main characters of like that episode.
Nice.
Yeah,
Makes
So,
sense.
yeah, it's variable.
Yeah, I know I had a friend I was explaining to him a few weeks ago about the podcast, about how it's all about Bruce Campbell.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, who the hell is Bruce Campbell? And then I showed him a picture, and I showed him like an Evil Dead picture and stuff, and they had no idea who it was. And I showed him like, I think, picture of like, it might have been like Ash from Evil Dead when he's older. And like, oh, that's Sam Axe. Like they knew him from there. So
Okay.
I'm sure this did a very good job of like reintroducing Bruce to a different audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this character did seem a little Ash. I think I said while we were watching it, he seems like a competent Ash.
Yeah.
You know?
So let's go ahead and let's find out. Where do we start out at, Ian?
So we start out with I liked the framing device. Having narration throughout your movie is one thing that can irritate some people. I don't mind it if it's like good narration, like entertaining or pertinent or whatever.
If it's well written or if it adds to the story.
Right. Like if you have a random character at the very beginning and then again at the very end of the movie, or it just pops up or it interrupts stuff and explains what you're watching while you're watching it. Like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about narration. But they had a good framing device for this because we were introduced to Navy SEAL Sam Axe, played by La Barbilla himself.
La Barbilla.
And he is dressed in his white dress uniform, and he has been invited to sit down with some superiors for a quote unquote informal conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, he's being debriefed.
And that open his whole march through the gates and everything with people trying to pry the gate open for him. And
he's
it was like, so goofy during his intro, while also, just trying to be like this, trying to hold his pride together. And
right, yeah.
And they can't get that door open, and he's like squeezing through it, looking just pissed off as fuck.
Because it was like the long march with him, the dramatic music, the opening credits. He had 2 guys flanking him, and then just every once in a while something just kind of awkward would happen, like the gate kind of shut in front of him and he was opening it. And then he like went the wrong way and came back, but then it was the right way. Like it was very well executed.
Yes.
Like I forgot about that scene. That was that was really fucking funny.
It was pretty good.
But yeah, so he starts narrating, and it's him talking to the guys who are like debriefing him or interrogating or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And you find out that the story started while he was in bed with a woman, because Bruce Campbell always plays a horny man.
He is always God's gift to women, as is well deserved. I feel.
He is.
Yeah.
I think it's the confidence in the chin.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to wonder, like, is he anything like that in everyday life? like I'd love to see Bruce Campbell just like schmoozing on some, just like a bartender, like, hey, sweetie, extra shot in there if you would. He'd be so slick, it wouldn't be condescending at all.
There is a story of somebody learning one of his one-liners in Chinese and using it at a bar in China. And he's, I think, an American man. He spoke English.
Yeah.
He learned the one phrase to say in China, and apparently it worked. And Bruce has talked about this in interviews before. So I'll have to find that story for us for another time.
Yeah, that I definitely want to see.
He seems
that.
like a cool, down to earth guy. I feel like I feel like it's kind of he plays this type of character so much. There's got to be some of Bruce in there.
I think it definitely reflects his sense of humor, if nothing else.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
But like you said, he's like a competent Ash Williams. Like he's still got the quips. He's still hitting on the ladies. Like he's still slick and charismatic.
Oh yeah.
But he actually knows how to do shit.
He certainly does. And he seems to know when he's outclassed, too.
Oh, yeah.
He seems to have a good idea of what his odds are.
Yeah.
And we meet him porking some
he's in
some
bed.
milfy lady.
And
porking a MILF, as you do.
And as the scene goes on, they have their fun, and it begins to get revealed that she's married.
Yes.
She wasn't about. He didn't know that. He's like, wait, what?
Yep. And then her husband comes home right then. He was supposed to still be in Washington.
And he is what?
He's an admiral.
Yeah, he's like
Yes.
the admiral of the main fucking fleet. So he's like his boss.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that either.
It's like, wait a minute. I didn't. Yeah. So then we get this fun scene. He's sneaking out the window and like he's explaining like all these Navy SEAL tactics about avoiding like combat situations or being able to leave without engaging or something like that. And it's just him trying to get out of the fucking house.
Yeah, his narration going over that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Scope it out. Da da da. He sounds like
Right.
so
Yeah.
so spot on, but he's like breaking shingles on the roof as he's trying to find a way down out the window.
And he forgot his belt.
And he forgot his belt. He
Yep,
went
he
through
forgot
all of
his
that,
belt.
and he was busted because of the belt.
which we find out a couple scenes later because the next significant scene, because of course we get the whole like, what does this have to do with the story?
Oh, yes.
We get, so every once in a while we cut back to the interrogation
for some pretty good jokes too, and stuff.
right. Yeah, it's funny. It's just not necessarily plot relevant.
Correct. Yes,
But-
that's our framing device. Yes.
Right, yeah. But we go to a bar where Sam meets up with Michael Weston, the main character of Burn Notice.
Oh,
And
yes.
again, like we said, the director of the movie, which I don't think I knew that before. I just looked it up.
I certainly
So,
didn't.
right.
He did.
Yeah.
I think he did a really great job.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. But they meet up basically asking him for like some spy advice because I'm pretty sure he's like CIA or something. I don't remember for sure. Doesn't matter. He's like, you might just want to confess to this one, buddy. like, this isn't the kind of secret that stays secret.
Yep.
Which I like that they kind of called back to that later.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah,
Good
but
catch.
it does come out that he was sleeping with his wife because he left his belt there.
Yep.
So we get a scene where the admiral is just screaming at him straight to his face, presses the belt into his face, and then he's like, "Please don't send me to Siberia." Apparently, that's like the shitty, which I don't blame him.
I think I've seen that in
would
movies
not
for
wanna
like
go to
years.
Siberia.
Yeah.
Like if you're in the military, you don't want to be sent to Siberia.
Is that really? I didn't know
Isn't
about
it like
that trip.
freezing there? And then like,
Oh, yeah,
like
it's
a
super
desolate
cold.
tundra.
It's part of Russia.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that's where like there's like the big like uncharted fucking forest where there's like
it's
man-eating
huge.
fucking
Yeah.
mayors that are like
Yeah.
gigantic.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, I would
it's
not wanna go there.
humongous.
No.
It's barely explored, and it's just a frozen wasteland. It thaws for like a month a year. Like,
Fuck
I didn't know that was a trope in military movie stuff.
Damn.
That's funny. Is that what you're saying? That
Yeah, I've seen it
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sergeant Bilko.
I haven't seen that.
but yeah, so he's like, I hope I don't get sent to Siberia, but instead he's getting sent to Colombia, which we are led to understand is also not a place you want to go.
No.
I would go to Colombia.
Of course you would. Or
Do you know what they have in Colombia? They have excellent coffee.
yeah, full of good flowers there. You can just
I hear
take
their,
in the wildlife.
I heard their Coca-Cola was good there too.
Yeah, you look straight pep to it.
It's because of the drugs.
So anyway, let's shoot a movie there after we get done with our Bulgarian one.
Deal.
You're on. So, yeah, he gets shipped off to Colombia. The idea is that they got word that this terrorist organization, whose name I forget in Spanish, is going to attack like a clinic, which is something they've never done. They've strictly engaged with like the military or
Right.
whatever. So he's like, we need to go in there and assess the situation because they're asking for United States military intervention.
Right.
So they're like, okay, well, that's your job, is to see if like that's something we need. So he's on his way down there, and for some reason he's just in like those blue camo like fatigues.
Right.
And the only explanation we get is a gag where the pilot is like, Colombia's green, right? You're probably not going to blend in. And he says, yeah, I don't think the guy who assigned these to me wants me to blend in. So that's the only explanation we
Yeah.
get for the blue fatigues.
I'm
There's
sure
no-
if there was a red uniform, he would have gotten it.
All right. Yeah, so I don't really remember much of the plane scene. The pilot mentions like a CIA outpost or something, which
That's
is
right.
relevant later.
Yeah, set that
Yeah.
up. Yep.
So he gets dropped off, and he meets Vera Cruz, played by Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
And he is definitely, clearly not our villain for sure not going to be our villain.
Absolutely
it's not
not.
set up at all.
Not at
it's
all.
Not broadcast. He's definitely not the bad guy. So
Definitely
don't
not.
even think that he's going to be the bad guy. Just forget I even brought it up.
Exactly. There's no point
Yeah.
in bringing it up because
Yeah.
he's not.
Just as a matter of fact, we'll just have Michael cut that whole part. No, so they team up with Veracruz, and Veracruz is like, these rebels are, they're threatening to attack the clinic. They've blown up like our trucks. They've shot our men. They are going to go to the clinic and evacuate them. And they show up, and there's two doctors, Amanda Maples, played by Keely Sanchez, and I believe Ben Delaney, played by Ronrico Lee. That's a fun name. I like that name.
Right.
So anyway, so they're the two doctors at the clinic, and it looks like it was like a repurposed school. I thought that was a pretty good set.
That was a good touch. Yeah.
Like not,
I liked it.
Yeah, not all of the little touches in the movie, especially some special effects, held up. But I thought, like, for what was clearly a low budget, they did a good job of like having the locations feel pretty authentic.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It felt like a pretty modest budget film.
Yeah.
Like I never really, like, as far as locations and stuff went, you could tell they kind of scaled down on some things. I mean, majority of the stuff takes place in like shacks and like
Right, yeah.
roads.
We
but
don't
it
really
all-
see
it all-
any of the sick people.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, there's
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
they might have just had.
Yeah.
But those are typical things that you probably see on a TV movie. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
We're not quite there yet, but did you guys notice the one guy that had like his face was like hidden kind of?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
Covered
wearing,
up
like,
over his
almost
mouth.
like a scarf or something
Yeah.
over his face.
I don't think I
Yeah.
noticed.
No,
that.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know who that was, though.
It was just like a background guy. I just was
Yeah.
curious why.
Probably,
He
a
probably-
reused actor.
Yeah, he probably pulled down the mask to play the other part.
Yeah. Hey, we definitely can't criticize that move.
Oh, no, we certainly can't.
Yeah, so him and Veracruz and some Colombian military guys, they go to the clinic. They're like, "Hey, you're about to get attacked. We need to get you out of there." And the doctors are like, "Get fucked. We're not leaving." They don't actually say that because this is not a TVMA movie. But they're like, we can't move these people. They're too sick. We've never had any like hostile run-ins with the terrorists. Like, we're going to take our chances. Thanks, but no thanks. So they turn them away. That night they're camping. They're camping nearby. Veracruz is like, okay, well, we'll camp nearby. If they attack, then we'll be right here. So they're camping out. Veracruz is like, I'm going to go on a patrol. Sam's like, I'll go with you. And he's like, nope, stay here for sketchy, not villainous reasons. And Sam Axe is like, that seems sketchy, maybe a little villainous. So he camps out. He's in his tent, and he cuts his way out the back of the tent because there's a guy staying there, like, watching him fiddling with a shitty radio, and he does his own patrol. That's where he realizes that these guys, what was it? Did he overhear them talking? I can't remember exactly how that scene went down.
We saw them like loading the guns into the truck.
Right, yeah,
Right.
That's right. Yeah, so it's like he realizes that these guys just want the area for like drug running or something.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's valuable land for
yeah.
the
And I
trafficking
think
to be.
I think he overhears them saying they're going to kill him.
Yeah, here's Vasquez saying that.
Yeah. So he goes back to his tent, and he's like, I'm going to stage a kidnapping. He in the narration, he's saying he stages kidnapping. He cuts his hand, rubs it on some stuff, roughs his shit up, and then leaves. I mean, he already cut
So
the
he
tent
leaves a
open.
bloody scene.
Yeah, so it's like he got kidnapped by the terrorists.
Yeah.
Which, that's the competent Ash Williams part.
I mean, yeah, but kidnapped, not dead. I would not cut myself.
right,
And rub blood everywhere.
I'd be like,
I would just like
Yeah.
turn over the bed.
Yeah,
maybe.
knock some stuff over.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Don't
I
believe
slice
this.
my hand open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might need that. I'm gonna be like walking through the fucking jungle.
But see,
I
he
know.
commits to the ruse. He does that later on too, where it's
Yeah.
just these cuts of him just like getting super like it's like that's a little much. You didn't need to.
and that's I actually like that aspect of the character because that's throughout Burn
Right.
Notice is he's the guy who just like bluffs people. He's the guy who uses his charisma.
Ah.
Like that's how he gets used on the show a lot. So like,
Cool.
to their credit, whether you like the character or hated him, I really liked him. Very consistent through the show. So the good job
Nice.
on the writers.
Excellent.
But yeah, so he
Makes
it back to the and I forgot to mention this girl Beatrice earlier before all this
Oh, that's
shit happened.
right.
She got caught stealing food from the
Right.
trucks, and they
Right.
were like, gonna capture her or kill her or something.
Yeah, they were
and
roughing her up pretty good. And he's
and
like, hey,
he
back
just stepped
off.
in and he's like, hey, she's just a hungry kid. Like, let her go. And they're like,
Yeah.
yep, correct. We're going to listen to that.
Yeah. And he kept referring to this woman as a teenager.
Yeah,
yeah.
she was clearly a woman.
That was like my biggest hang up with the whole movie.
Right.
She was like a 24-year-old high school.
And I
like,
don't know why she couldn't have been a 24-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
well,
They-
emotional reasons.
I guess. I don't
They
think
just
I'd change
kept
it.
referring to her as a child.
Yeah.
But why not just cast a
Kid,
Why not
teen.
cast a child?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or just age up the like a
Yeah.
24-year-old in her position like was a perfectly realistic.
Yeah, there are
Right,
there are
yeah.
workarounds to this,
Yeah.
but casting a 24-year-old as a 12-year-old was
Yeah.
not the move.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I just didn't buy that she was a teenager.
No.
That's all.
Yeah. So Sam makes it back to the clinic. And he's like, hey, I know you said you're not going to leave, but we really need to leave. And they're like, hey, we're not going to leave. So he leaves. But then he comes across Beatrice, and she saw that Veracruz was like mobilizing his men, and it turns out she's one of the terrorists.
Yeah.
And she was showing up to warn them. So he comes back and he's like, this chick just told me that they're actually on their way to fucking kill you guys, so we should really leave.
Yep.
So he puts his foot down, and then for no reason at all, one of the doctors can just like make bombs.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm a medic. I know how to improvise. And like, yes, medics.
Oh no! He taught him how to make the bomb first.
Make
Oh,
one
did he?
bomb.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I
but
must
the
have
first
missed that
bomb.
part.
Oh, you're right. It was later that he
Then he catches
improvises
the
Yeah, he
bug.
catches
He
it.
Yeah.
Which I don't
catches the
understand
bug.
why-
He's like, I gotta make
You're
some
right.
bombs.
Yeah.
Catches the bug bomb.
Well, you might want to keep
bomb
an eye
bug.
on that guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes one bomb and he just like, I love it. Like the later on, he just like,
Yeah. Hey, look what I've got.
Look, I have an extra one. I made it just to keep for later, but I guess I'll use it now.
Yeah, he makes his first bomb and it's
Yep.
it's like a big one, right? They're making out of like
Yeah.
big,
Yeah,
big
it's
oxygen
like-
tanks.
It's like
pretty
propane tank and an oxygen tank and
Yeah.
like a defibrillator.
yeah, the defibrillators.
And for some reason, a TV remote.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
definitely a
Was
TV
that-
remote.
Yeah, that was a TV remote. That was the trigger to this bomb he rigs up.
Look, they had to be strategic with their budget.
Yeah, I like how when they're making the bomb, they just kind of like just imply there's a bomb being made. Like
Yeah,
they're just
yeah,
like,
it's
you
got
know,
duct tape
wires and
together.
duct tape. Oh, what's a bomb?
yeah, we get a quick little montage.
Wasn't this where the doctor was like going on about like the warnings? Like
Yeah.
we need to,
Yeah,
well,
that
the
was a
warning
good
says
gag.
not to do this, and Bruce's character just looks at him and goes, "Yeah, we're making a bomb. We're gonna have to do the opposite of what the warnings say. None of these products are made that." Yeah,
there,
that was
there were
funny.
a lot of like good little dialogue gags.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. I like
Really
that a
was.
lot.
Yeah.
Dialogue was really good in this movie.
Yes.
There's a few really good lines. In this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they make the bombs, and they
Right.
know that Veracruz is going to be there with his men
Yeah.
any minute. So they have 2 trucks loaded up with all the patients who yesterday were too sick to move.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there.
Yes,
Thought
that is
about
correct.
I was like,
Yes.
yeah, maybe they weren't too sick to move, or maybe they just left some people behind. We never see the sick people.
Too sick to move when a bunch of guns are coming along changes definition a little bit, I think.
Yes.
Sure. I'm trying to make a joke about how they just killed all the sick people. God damn it, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they
No,
were pretty
And
irresponsible.
that
bit.
probably happened.
Yeah.
You killed the bit.
That is probably what happened.
Like, hey, this chick in the coma isn't even going to know. I'm just saying, we could just bail. We don't need to drag that
Yeah,
heavy
they
ass bed
exploded
out
the
here.
whole building. It was a quick death.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Just quick, burn to death, and then you're good. You're in heaven. Or
Here's
whatever.
your burn notice.
Roll credits.
And we're done.
All right, yeah, we'll just end it on that stupid.
Yeah.
No. Espada Ardiente. That's okay. There we go. I just saw it randomly on the
Oh,
Wikipedia.
excellent. There you go. There it is. That's the name of the
Ardiente.
so-called terrorist
The,
organization.
the burning sword, what they call it, the flaming sword.
Yeah,
Yeah, they keep calling it the Flaming Sword.
So they escape and the
Yes.
bomb malfunctions. So they run towards it, and then it doesn't malfunction. It blows up. So we get a
Because
nice.
he keeps clicking the button after
Applied
he
more pressure.
as
Because
they're
it was a
running
TV
towards it.
remote. You ever have
Yeah.
something like in front of the little thing on your TV?
Yeah.
You just had to like move it into the right spot.
Yeah, that's all you had to do. Exactly. That's what you get for using a
I mean,
TV
that's what he was
remote.
doing when he was running back.
Yeah, he
He's like,
was.
maybe I can fix it.
Waving his arm around, trying to get it at the right angle while he's running towards it. It's
Gotta
like,
find that
boy, I hope this works.
Yep, and it does.
And it
The
does.
bomb
Sweet
goes
spot.
off. So we get our nice
Yeah, the slow-mo explosion.
Yeah, the slow-mo explosion where they're flying away from
Yep,
it.
they all-
And the whole fucking clinic is just destroyed.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what they definitely had more than what we saw.
As you
Take
do
that
in
whole
movies.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Yeah, it was obliterated. So like they assume that everyone's dead, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
they're
So-
like, oh shit, because they were showing up to destroy the clinic. Because
Yes.
that was the plan, is they were going to attack the clinic and be like, look what the terrorists did.
Yeah.
The flaming
But then they
sword.
then they show up and the bomb goes off and they're like, oh fuck, all those
Who
people.
fired?
It's like, bro, you were about to kill all those people. You
Yeah.
should have been like, shit.
Which would make you
Awesome.
think like that would be the end of it. Like, you know, they would
Yeah.
scurry off, they would be hidden, and they'd be
Yeah.
like, well, everyone's dead. I guess
Yeah.
we're the damn
Well,
flaming
let's
sword.
not start putting in plot holes.
Yeah,
We'll be here all day.
Yeah.
It's a well written movie.
I didn't think about it just now, but yeah, that was a hilarious
Should have been it. So Axe lets everyone know now as they're driving away that bought them 1 hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 hour of a head start.
And they're trying to figure out where to go. And they're like, okay, well, there's a town nearby with a clinic, so we'll head there. And he's like, nope, first place to look. We can't go there. Which that's another thing that's consistent with the characters for Burn Notice is the ability to just like kind of MacGyver some shit. Like it's not on
Yeah.
the level of MacGyver, but that's like a typical thing is to be like, okay, well, here's what I can do with this chemical. So this is how we're going to escape with the situation. So I guess that is kind of in line with the bomb and all the improvised stuff. And then the other thing is just like, they're really good at writing in little moments like that to just make the characters seem very smart. Because it's like, okay, no, that does make sense. You know, they got a buttload of sick people. They would have people waiting. So I appreciate that they keep adding little nuances like that to Sam throughout the movie.
right, little tie-ins to the series.
Yeah.
which majority, like, 3 of us out of the 4 don't get because we've never seen Burn Notice. But
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, they find out that Beatrice is one of the terrorists, which I already said earlier, but they just find it out now.
Right.
Oh yeah, because she didn't tell him that when she saw him earlier. She wasn't like, "Yo, I'm a fucking terrorist. We got to tell these people about
Right.
it."
Yes.
But yeah, so she's like, "Fuck, I know where the fucking flaming sword dudes are." So she takes them there, and there's like 12 dudes, and it's just a farm. And then that's where we find out that the terrorists aren't terrorists. They were just like some farmers who didn't want their land to get taken for like drug use.
And like only one of them has any kind of like military experience.
Yeah.
The oldest guy there
Yep.
was a soldier in the 80s, Louise.
And their like training ground is like running across sticks over a ditch.
Turning around and pointing their guns.
There was one guy pulling himself across a zip line and his feet were touching the ground the whole time.
And the guy chasing a chicken. Can't forget about him.
I did love that gag. There was like a serious conversation between Sam and Beatrice. There's just some dude chasing a fucking chicken in the background. That was pretty good. Yeah, we keep cutting back. Every time there's like a new development, it cuts back to the interrogation. He's like, wait, so you started training the terrorists? Which that was pretty good. But he does. He offers to start training them.
Oh, and he trains them using football tactics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He says another gag about like the only thing I taught them was the whatever defensive maneuver from something high school, or
Right.
something like that. Yeah,
Because and I have to bring this up because it was one of my favorite gags. It was when he's like, okay, I'm going to teach you guys how to fight. And it cuts back to the framing device where he's at the thing with the officer and the superior officer is just like, you trained terrorists how to fight? and that's where he's like, no, I didn't tell him
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
that, And we cut back and it's like football plays.
yeah.
Mostly revolving.
And they're all like hit and run tactics.
Yeah, yes. Like running away. Fall back. Exactly right.
Lord.
Guerrilla tactics. That's what he was trying to
yeah.
Football is guerrilla tactics, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when Sam is like, okay, well, we need to get a hold of like,
Right. Some reinforcements.
we have to
some
get a hold of
backup.
some reinforcements.
Yeah. We need the military in here.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, well, they think I got kidnapped.
Yeah.
They don't know that I actually escaped. Like it
Yeah.
still hasn't been revealed to those guys. So he just shows back up. He takes a truck and just like stumbles over to them. He's just like, those fuckers kidnapped me.
Made sure he was nice and covered in
Yeah,
dirt
yeah.
after flopping around on it.
Yeah,
and just runs up.
rolls down.
Oh, it was
rolls
great.
around the dirt.
It's like, oh, guys, oh, thank God you're here.
Yeah.
You found me.
So that's when he leads Veracruz to their camp. That was another pretty funny scene.
Well, first he calls. He's able to get back to camp, and he calls in.
Right, he gets the satellite phone.
Yeah, he gets a satellite phone. He calls in the U.S. military, lets them know what's up.
He calls the admiral.
Calls the
Yeah,
admiral,
right.
who is like very it listens to him. Which is a
Yeah, he
surprise.
does that. Yeah, he actually
Oh,
does.
yeah, that's
I guess he doesn't hate him that bad. He's not gonna, like let him die in some third world country.
Yeah.
I mean, he sent him in like bright blue PDUs.
True.
Middle of the jungle.
Yeah.
How did they see you in the jungle? You were blending in, weren't you? Weren't you?
Just doing my best.
So then he lets him know like this is all this shit's going down. So then he goes. He's like going to try to stall the guys.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Like there was another good gag there that I really liked where he was like because through the whole movie he speaks like shitty Spanish to them, and it even captions it with like what he's actually saying instead of like they have a small truck, it's like have trucks small or
Right.
something. Like yeah,
That
they
sort of
actually-
mix up.
yeah.
It is fucking funny.
But yeah, so he's like looking at the map and he's like, okay, we need to go north, and somebody's like, that way's north, and he's like, then why does the map say this way's north?
He's just playing a complete idiot, leading around in circles. That sequence was great too, where he just is acting like a little buffoon.
Right.
He was kind of acting like Ash, just kind of over here, no,
Right,
well
yeah.
this way, yeah.
But Veracruz isn't falling for it.
No, well, not right away. I mean, yes, you're right. He catches on.
And he puts the gun up to his head and he's about to blow his brains out, which was the original plan. That's why Sam escaped. And then a flaming truck gets pushed down the hill at them, and then we get an all-time classic jungle tumble.
Oh yeah,
Sam just launches himself off the hillside, and we get nice footage of him just tearing ass down the hill. Have you guys ever seen The Rundown?
the run.
Yes.
With the Rock
Yeah,
and
The
Sean
Rock,
William Scott.
yeah.
Made me think of that. It was like a way less intense version of the scene in the movie.
Yeah, that was
where
like
they
the
go
Rock's
tumbling.
like after the Scorpion King, that was like his first big like
Yeah.
A-list push. Because I remember there's like that scene too in that movie, just knock you off. But like, when are we gonna talk about the Rundown again?
Oh, right.
There's that scene at the beginning where like they have that passing the torch scene with Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock.
Oh yeah, they pass each other in the club, and he goes, "Good luck."
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah. So we get a jungle tumble.
Jungle tumble.
And he makes it down to the road, and then Beatrice pulls up on a motorbike, and then she's like, "Promise you won't insult those people again," because he called them goat herders earlier, and they're literally getting shot at. Like they have bullets
Yep.
laying
Right.
around. She's
Yep.
just like, "You better apologize."
There's no time for this shit.
Like, dude, shut the fuck up and drive. God. What do you mean apologize? I'll do whatever. I'll suck your dick. Just get us the fuck out of here. Like, oh my God. So they escape and they make it back to the goat herders.
And his argument is like, I'm not insulting them. They were herding goats.
That's another good. I'm like, he has goats and he herds them. He is a goat herder.
Right.
And this is where we find out the nickname, right?
La
The nickname for
Barbilla.
Bruce.
Oh yes, that's what they call him.
La Barbilla, the chin.
I love it. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Yeah, it's like, that kind of sense does
I-
that
It's like a profile
yeah,
shot.
that's a
Yeah.
profile. Like the,
they couldn't have framed his chin up better for that gag right now. I don't get it.
Right, that doesn't make sense. La Barbilla.
But yeah, they decide that their best bet is to go to the CIA facility that's like up in the mountains, which I don't think anything really happens between. I mean,
I'm pretty sure that was the next step.
there's like nothing like a big plot development. There's some dialogue and
There
character
is,
building
yeah,
and
perhaps
shit,
some, yeah.
But who gives a fuck about that? I don't care about your
We're here for
emotional moments,
Campbell.
movie. Show me La Barbilla.
There's not a lot of plot 'cause it's pretty straightforward. It's like
Yeah,
these bad soldiers want to kill these sick people, and Bruce Campbell's got to stop the bad
yeah.
guys from
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not overly complex. It's
There's like
exactly as
some
it needed to be.
they try to really build up this like love thing with him and the
Oh,
doctor lady.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she was a doctor, was she? I thought she was just like a food person.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah, it was the other guy who was the doctor.
Right.
You're
Regardless-
right. Yeah, because she said she worked with the food resource place.
Okay.
I really
yeah.
like that character too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were.
She
they were
had some
trying to
good
build-
clapbacks.
Yeah,
She did. Oh, she didn't put up with
played
his
off
shit.
pretty well with Bruce. Yeah,
They had
played
they
off-
had a great back and forth. It was always hilarious. He
Yeah.
kept insinuating like that she wanted to kiss him, and she's just like looks at him like, the fuck I do. Like, no.
But
She's
she
like, can we
does.
focus on?
Yeah. But eventually she does. No, so they find this CIA facility. It's just it's like a small little like temporary structure. It looks like shipping containers.
Yep.
And then there's just these two like nerdy guys, like two guys who could have been on fucking Silicon Valley or whatever.
I
Like,
hope they were a reference to something because they were funny. They were pretty funny. They're
I can't remember if there was anything with them on the show or
Okay.
not. I can't.
okay. It
Yeah.
seemed to me to be set up for, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
some sort of reference.
Yeah,
And they
'cause
were.
I think this aired during like an off season, like between two seasons, because
Oh.
Beatrice comes back on the show.
No kidding.
Yeah, the season after.
Oh,
See,
how cool.
I wondered. So, okay, I wondered if there's any characters from this movie that pop up again.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, do the
think
two
she's
CI
only-
guys come back?
That's what I don't remember.
He's
I
not-
don't. I,
yeah,
I
we're not
vaguely
sure.
kind of think they might, but I don't know if I'm just conflating that with like Beatrice coming back. So I
Right.
don't know. I don't want to say. We should look that up. Though.
Gotcha.
Where did they sleep?
Where did they sleep? There was no room.
No.
They
Just
said
in the
that they had good
helicopter.
movies, but that's about. We know they have
Yeah.
like a radio antenna and good
Yeah.
movies.
Was
That's
that
about it.
were the beds in the other shack?
Maybe.
They
Yeah.
could have been. Like, they could have been.
Yeah, it was like two shacks joined by a hallway, like, or not even a hallway. It was like just kind of smushed together.
It's like if the CIA had like surveillance there, why did that send Bruce in?
Well, because
Well,
he
he's in
slept
the
with the
Navy.
admiral's
I'm
wife.
CIA.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's
there's
true.
no crossover.
Yeah.
there? Okay.
No, not even in real life.
But yeah, so it's just two guys and a bunch of computers, just two dorky guys. He's like, "Do you have guns?" They're like, "We just got a 45 and some ammo, I think." And then they have a burro, so they can ride into town to get supplies. And then they have a helicopter under a tarp, and that's all they got.
That's all they got.
He's like, "Okay, well, we gotta go get these people help. Like, we gotta get the army here, the Colombian police or something."
Yep. Send everything at him. Yep.
So
Got to
they're
get
like,
everybody.
"All right, cool.
right
We're gonna
back
load
in."
up some of this sensitive information. We'll hop in the helicopter. We can't take anyone else with us because we're kind of overweight, but let's go." And they hop in the helicopter.
Yep.
And then they're like, "Hey, just kidding. We're not going back for those people. We're just trying to bail."
Standard protocol when we're infiltrated
That
is
is
to bail.
standard protocol.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're overweight.
Yeah, he's
Sorry.
He's like,
Yeah.
visas. We can't give these people what you're
he's like,
promising them.
yeah,
That's
we'll
not-
we'll get you in touch with
Yeah, we
somebody,
thought-
but
we
there's
thought
gonna
you
be
were in on
paperwork.
yeah, we just make all you guys citizens. You're getting a visa. And you're getting a visa.
We were actually really stoked when you showed up. We thought we were getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, finally. Oh, it's compromised. We can't stay. There's people here. So
Gotta go.
yeah, so they're basically like, okay, the only way we're getting an immediate because motherfucker's on his way. I forgot his name. Veracruz is on his
Veracruz
way.
is
Yes.
on his way.
And,
Veracruz.
so they're like, we're the only way they'll send like an immediate response is if Americans are under direct attack.
Ah,
So Sam's
yeah.
like, "Do you count?" And he puts a gun to one of their heads and turns the helicopter around. That was a cool. I like
that was a
moment.
good. Yeah. He's like, oh, okay. There's
Yeah.
our answer.
Oh,
Yep,
there we go.
There we
All
go.
right. So they turn the helicopter around and then they tie up the two CIA guys. And there was another moment I liked where he was telling them to like make the call that
Oh,
they
yes.
were under attack. And he's like, are you gonna make the call or am I gonna make you make the call?
Oh, yeah,
So
that was such a good
moment.
line.
And that was another funny fucking scene too. Because
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy was on the phone just like, yeah, there's some people. And he started shooting the gun near his head and they both started getting more and more
That
fucking
would suck
panicked.
so much dick.
Oh my god, I know.
Like you would hit that and you'd be like, me. And you're here, and you'd be like, what? What?
and he's just, Axe is just like, I'm trying to make it.
I can't just send help. I think, did you say yes?
And he looks at him like, what the fuck? And he's like, I'm trying to make it more convincing. And then it just keeps going on. He keeps firing another round or so at the wall. The other guy just starts screaming,
Starts
like,
freaking out.
yeah.
Gave me like a circle around his head. That's so
Yeah.
fucked up.
I know, seriously. God, he's gonna have a splitting headache for the rest of this movie.
Andy's gonna be fucking traumatized.
Yeah, no kidding. But I loved the look that the other guy gave Bruce after they hung up the phone because he was like, no, send help. And then the phone hangs up and he just fucking glares at him like, there, are you happy? Not the guy that was getting shot around, but the other guy, yeah.
Hey, are we done?
So they,
Yeah, so then Veracruz, they do the math and they're like, okay, help is gonna be here in like like
I think it was
3
10
hours.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had to hold him off for 3 hours.
Yeah, well, but they didn't have to hold them off for 3 hours because
Yeah.
it was going to be 2.5 hours before Veracruz got there. So they only had to hold them off for 30 minutes.
Yes, that's right.
So this is when the doctor makes a bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
surprised him. Hey, look what I made.
Yeah,
Of,
it's just
like
look, I did a
C4 that they
bomb.
found in the
Yeah.
CIA building.
Apparently
they
they,
just got some C4 laying around.
Apparently, the C4.
Well, it was to
the
blow up
CIA
their
guys-
computers.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had it laying around to blow up the computers.
Yeah,
Okay.
if they had to bug out quicker than to pack them up, which like
Because that's something the two
yeah.
CIA guys talk about too. Is like, oh, we don't have guns because if trouble happens, we just bug
Take
out.
the sensitive
Right, yeah,
information and
yeah.
out we go. Yeah.
I wonder how close to like standard protocol that is.
I don't know.
Yeah, we just keep a couple bricks of C4 in the back of the computers. Like,
Probably more
case.
like thermite would be my guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You think there's really
Civil War.
people out there like this? That there's operatives.
Yes.
that are out there doing that. Like,
yeah, oh, yeah.
I think so.
Just sitting in essentially a tree house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a poorly air conditioned fart factory. Like,
Waiting,
Man.
just waiting for shit to go down.
Just relaying stuff or picking up radio transmissions.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Veracruz shows up.
Yeah.
And they place a bomb that they bury it. They partially bury it, so it's a landmine.
Right.
And then there's a moment where the truck gets close and it almost runs over, but it doesn't run it over. Oh, I know. Like, it's
Yep.
gonna run it
I
over.
wish they
And
would
then
have
it fucking
gave
does.
some type of reason to why they stopped there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just for the
Yeah.
gag.
Because it
Because the script said so.
Yeah, 'cause
it was like it
they
wasn't like
stop.
building suspense. It was just
No,
like,
there
was
wasn't
so
enough
cheap.
time. There wasn't enough
Yeah.
time. It's like it
Yeah.
stops, and there's like, are they on it? Are they not? And he's like, no, if they were on it, it would. And then it rolls forward, then it blows up.
Yeah.
So it was just for that little dialogue gag.
Just that little gag right there.
Oh, we missed the line though earlier, way earlier, when he pulls the gun out on the two guys,
Oh.
and they're in the helicopter, and he's like, well, what if Americans are the threat? And he pulls the gun, he points at them. They're like, so you held the gun on the two CIA operatives?
That's right.
Yeah. He's like, well, you know what they say? He's like, what's it? Guns don't help people. People help people.
That was pretty good.
It was great. Like every movie made, like it just cut back to this like hearing where he's just like, "I'm sorry, you fucking did what?"
Yeah.
and he's like, "No,
You
no,
trained
no,
terrorists?
you're missing
No,
the
no.
point."
You held two CIA operatives hostage? No, you're missing the point.
We had to help my friends.
So they get into this engagement. They blow up the one truck. Veracruz and his men hop out, and they have the high ground. I think he said it was like we have the high ground, the element of surprise, and they have everything else.
Yep.
And
then there was a firefight.
yeah, and then there was a firefight, and they start running low on ammo. And I like that where he was like, keep pretending to shoot.
Yes.
Because that's one of those tactics where I'm like, okay, I have no idea how realistic that is, but it makes enough sense in the moment to be like, oh shit, good job, Sam. Like,
I'm like, I think that's a real thing.
I think you're
I
right.
imagine it is. Like, yeah, if you're running real low on ammo, just keeping their heads down
Because it kind of makes sense. There's enough gunfire going off.
right. 'cause
I
they
don't
weren't
imagine
totally
that they would be
out.
able to. Yeah.
I don't take us as tactical.
Yeah,
advisors.
don't.
Tactical
No.
advisors.
Yeah.
I
We're
don't
not
recommend
tacticians.
any guerrilla warfare
Yeah.
using the tactics that we're talking about here
Yeah,
today.
just imagine somebody in a gunfight like, fuck, which episode of Cult of Campbell was it?
there's like some guerrilla like infantrymen in like Brazil right now. They're listening. They're like,
Yes, please do remember
Good
these
point.
tactics are based off of football plays.
So yeah, they're running low on ammo, and eventually Veracruz catches on, and he realizes. So he's like, "All right,
Yeah.
charge."
Yep.
And then
He's pretty smart. He's
yeah.
pretty smart.
And which would have been an excellent time for an explosive, and it's too bad they didn't have one.
I know.
Louise is like, I'm gonna sacrifice my life to hold these guys off while you guys run back to
Yep.
the shitty sheet metal shack.
And they start running.
yeah, and they start running, and Louise goes down screaming,
Yeah, his
flaming
final,
sword. He screamed it in Spanish, and I already
That's right.
forgot what it was, even though I said it earlier. So he screams that, and he gets gunned down.
Yep.
And then the doctor is like, I have to help him. He
Yeah.
got a chest full of lead.
Yeah.
They're on their way, and he's like, I gotta help him. He's like, this might help. And he pulls out just an extra brick of C4.
Like, where was that when
It's like we're out of ammo, and he's just like,
oh, that sucks. Man, wonder if
He's like, I want to save this and bring it home. I don't want to use it.
I wanted a souvenir.
I made it myself, guys.
That's what I mean. Like, he teaches this guy to make one bomb, and he just like, everything's a bomb. Like, he's like,
See that tree over there? I'm gonna make it into a bomb.
Like, I don't even know where this brick of C4 came from. It was just in my bag. So I turned it into a
Here's a
bomb.
surprise bomb.
Yeah, he throws his bomb, he blows up some of the dudes, and then he gets to the guy, and he's like, he's fucking dead.
He's
and they
dead.
get shot in the shoulder.
Yep. Yep. So that was how that sacrifice played out.
I like. Did we already talk about the his son?
Oh,
my
yes,
God.
that's right. His son was right there.
Yeah.
So
this
we're
whole
rewinding
character-
a little bit before this guy dies.
Yes.
Just a little bit. They're running.
Before Louise, like when
Yep.
all hope was lost and Louise was like telling everybody to go. And then just some random dude next to him, he's like, go, my son. It's like, ooh, this guy's definitely going
And
to
the
die.
son is like, I can't. Well, what's funny is right before that, who was it? Was it Ursa? I think who was like, he's going to die. That guy's
Yeah,
going to die.
yeah.
And then immediately it's like, my son, you must run. And we're like, yep, there it is.
Yeah,
They
there
couldn't
it is.
telegraph that more.
Shoehorn a little more
Yep.
like emotional.
His son's like, I can't. And he's like, go, my son. I will not let them kill you. And his son runs crying. And
Father, run, son. Okay,
Yes.
Father. Thank you for establishing our relationship. I love you.
thank you for inserting this emotionally relevant piece of information right before the end.
And then we never see the son again.
I don't think we did.
Oh, we see him right at the end. We see him right at the end.
Okay, right at the end.
Well, good for him.
So we're gonna fast forward a little bit
Yeah.
back now.
So we jump back. Doctor
Yep.
wasted a perfectly good bomb when it
Yep.
would have been a lot more useful earlier.
Knocked down
And-
4
yeah.
guys.
And like
Now
another
he's shot.
injury.
Yep.
Yeah,
And he got
yeah.
himself shot.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
been-
Now
got
you're
shot.
one of the patients, doctor.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Good job, doctor. Good job. Good luck helping people when you can't move one of your fucking arms.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so they get back up to the tin shack.
Yep.
And then it's getting gunned up, and Sam's like, I'm going to distract them. Like, we only got a few more minutes until they're supposed to be here. I'm going to try and buy us as much
Hold
time
'em
as
off.
we can.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best scenes. He rides the burro. Chekhov's donkey.
Chekhov's
Rides it
donkey.
in.
Just goes down unarmed. He's
Yep.
like, if I've got a gun, they're gonna shoot me.
Yeah,
Prior
he's
to
got
that,
his
he finally
hands
gets
up.
his kiss.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Obligatory
Yeah.
kiss.
He finally gets to kiss the food lady.
Yep. Yep.
And then he rides up and he's just like, I'm here to negotiate your surrender. He does that whole bit. Like, I'm clearly unarmed and not dangerous, but you're gonna surrender to me, like that bluff. But very well executed.
Oh yes.
And he gets the hell beat out of him.
By Veracruz, he's
Yep.
just like, you're not. No, fuck you. You're not fooling me again.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Kicks him on the ground, and this is my
Yeah.
favorite moment. He's on the ground, and he's just like, "You're lucky that I've got mercy." So I'll repeat it again. He's bloody. He's got blood in his mouth. He's covered in dirt. He's on his hands and his knees, and he just kind of looks up like, "I'll give you one more chance."
And then Nazi general starts kicking him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Nazi general. Was
Yeah,
he-
this
he-
Colombian guy who looked real
He just did not
German.
look
He just looked and
looked
dressed
American.
and kind of acted
Nazi,
like
yeah.
this very like what you imagine an SS officer like looks like stereotypically.
Like it looked like his last row was
Yeah.
just an SS
Yeah.
officer,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
an old SS officer.
Yeah.
Like if this movie was shot 20 years earlier, he would have been like
Just
an
like-
Indiana Jones extra.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't that kind of like a
Typecast.
theory?
Dr. Jones.
Isn't that like a theory of like all the Nazis?
Oh,
like,
that's where they went to. Yeah, they
Colombia
ferried
or-
him away to.
Well, they went to
Different
South
countries.
America.
Yeah,
South
Brazil.
America, yeah.
Maybe that was a
He
deeper
is
implication.
a Nazi.
Maybe it was a
Headcanon
subplot.
Maybe if we watch Burn Notice, we'll uncover more
Maybe.
to the mystery behind this man.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hang on to that.
Yeah, let's watch his spin-off TV movie.
Ooh, there we go.
How did Senor Nazi get to Colombia? So they even start like shooting into the shack.
Oh
at
yeah,
one
they start
point.
drilling
Yeah.
that shack
And
up, and everyone's
just
hunkered
ducked
down.
And then 3 police helicopters armed with Gatling guns come up over the hill. That's the thing, is they identified themselves specifically as being police.
Oh, they did, didn't they? It was
Yeah.
weird, but it was like
But they're
this is
like
supposed to
heavily
be-
armed.
But I think
with
they were like the
attack
Colombian police, like
Oh.
the military police type.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that makes a
Because
little
they
bit
were
more
like a
sense.
military unit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. They only said police. So I was like, are they trying to imply that the regular police have that? Like,
Oh, it is Colombia.
It is
I mean,
Colombia.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like miniguns that didn't fire nearly fast enough.
Yeah. The CGI helicopters looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were terrible.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
that's
when this was
okay.
made though.
Yeah, I don't
I've got that
either.
number. Hang on. It is 2011.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were bad for that. So they show up, and the Colombian military is there and saves them.
I love the trope too. I knew it was going to happen. Like the 3 helicopters pop up, and then Bruce is standing there. You see all the helicopters behind him, and all the bad guys in front of him, and the helicopters start firing over Bruce.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
stand.
just got his back to him,
He's
standing,
back to
staring down
him.
the bad guys in triumph.
Yeah.
I told you
Yep.
you were fucked. Like,
And then
You
we
had
get
your chance.
Then we get like the little knife fight or little. Just, anyway,
Oh, yeah, it was a little bit
real
of a fight.
quick, real
Yeah.
quick fight.
little scuffle.
Yeah, the Mandalorian came at him with a knife, and Bruce just kind of like just all American fucking punches him in the face.
Yep.
Just
Knocks
that
him
was
down.
not much
Yeah,
of
he
a
just
fight. He just
parried
kind of
and
like
bash.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a real
Bump.
brief fight.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was.
and we missed some emotional moment earlier where we found out this was all like Beatrice's idea.
Oh, yeah,
So
that
she
was
like,
earlier.
"Hey, Louise, what if you just fucking shot these people
No,
who
we
are
don't
being
find
dicks?"
out that until after.
I thought it was after this incident.
Yeah,
after
that's
that.
our.
Oh, you're
she
right. Yeah,
confesses.
sorry. That
But we're about there.
Part of that
Yeah.
scene took place. You're right.
Oh, that's right.
jumped
No,
back
no,
to
no.
it.
Okay. We did hear that part.
Okay.
Earlier,
Yep.
where she was like, "This is all my fault."
You're right.
Like I
You're
told
right.
Louise he should kill people, and he listened to me. So, but you're right, though. We do hear
Yeah.
some of that
So
later.
it comes
'cause,
back.
Yeah,
It comes back.
Sam is taken away on the helicopter, and then we cut back to the interrogation. The dude's like, "All right, well, you trained a bunch of terrorists and held some CIA guys hostage, so you're getting court-martialed." And he's like, "But what if I revealed some more information?" And he does. And we get because there was one the emotional scene with him and Beatrice cut off weirdly.
It was pretty,
it was
strange.
like a freeze frame and then saturation, and it just cut to them in the shack, and we were like, "What the fuck?"
yeah.
But they had done that earlier, but it was never quite like that.
Yeah. It didn't feel like the scene didn't end. It
Right.
felt like it was the end of the scene. It was just a weird transition out.
Right.
But this one, literally, like the conversation didn't feel over.
Right. It
Because
felt like it
wasn't.
was in the middle of a line.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that we noticed that, like, that was kind of awkward, and it still is a bit of an awkward edit. But they at least come back.
But at
and
least
finish
now
the
we know why
conversation.
it had happened. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
So-
set it up at least.
Beatrice, it turns out, took a shitload of pictures because in the conversation she said something about like her dad worked at a newspaper or something, and then he got shot. She has some association with a newspaper company.
Right.
So then they reveal that she took pictures of everything, all the CIA stuff, the corrupt Colombian people, and a bunch of other shit, and the refugees or whatever that were going to get shot and blah blah blah.
Right.
So she takes them to the newspaper place in Bogota, and Sam Axe is basically like, "You're going to set me up with a nice life in Miami and a cold beer, or else I'm going to tell everybody about all this shit." And then for whatever reason, the guy's like, "Nah, fuck, you got me. All right, Sam, you're going to Miami."
Yep.
So the movie ends with him heading out to Miami.
Yep. And
I think it literally just ends there.
yeah,
Like,
it does. He's walking in. He's kind of enjoying the scenery.
Yeah.
You could say.
Yeah, we find out he's got like all because that was kind of the point of this, right? Is like explain why he's got.
Yeah. Because at the beginning of the show, Michael Weston gets burned, so basically like he gets disavowed. The government's just like, "Hey, you're on your own, get fucked," and then they dump him in Miami, and he kind of like links back up with Sam Axe, who was already like sitting around in Hawaiian shirts, drinking beers and shit. So
yeah.
this is kind of to explain why he's just
That's
in
how he got
Miami
there.
drinking beer.
Nice.
Like,
I like it.
So that was the fall of Sam Axe, which
Right.
turned out to not be so much of a fall as like I feel like he came out on top.
Oh, yeah,
If I could save a
definitely.
bunch of people and be like morally correct and then be like, "By the way, on your dime, I'm going to the coolest city in Florida with a cold beer." I feel like he came out on top.
As you do when you are the
Yeah.
chin.
And so that was Burn Notice, the fall of Sam Axe.
Yeah, the Sam Axe like origin movie. Not a bad idea for them to do that. With Bruce. That's probably a pretty good way
Yeah,
to get
I
the
like
next
that.
audience in.
And speaking of my opinion of the movie, it's probably a good time to get into our quality of Campbell.
Well, let's bounce on over. But first, let's talk about Patreon. You can join our groovy tier now for only $3, which includes monthly bonus episodes, early access to all Cult Talk Net podcasts, full-length audio watch-alongs, and access to our private Cult Talk Net Facebook community. Or you can join our certified groovy tier, now only $5 a month, which includes an additional certified groovy bonus episode, early recorded beta test podcast episodes on non-Campbell movies. That is patreon.com/culttalknet.
for our groovy tier in the month of July. The bonus episode that you get to enjoy is Cult Talks Gone Wild. The bonus episode where you get to know the cultists like never before, where we completely uncensor ourselves as we talk about whatever the fuck comes out of our mouths, be it movies, culture, ideas, and so much more. You get all this for only $3 a month.
And for the month of July, under the $5 certified movie tier, you will get to hear as we discuss the 1995 would-be blockbuster, Congo, starring Tim Curry, Ernie Hudson, and of course, the one, the only, Bruce Campbell. All this for only $5 under the certified movie tier.
And now, back to the show.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
It is time for us to talk about the quality of Campbell in this Burn Notice prequel. Let's turn it over to Ursa. What's your take on the Campbelliness of this movie we've seen?
I actually really enjoyed this. I'm probably going to watch some Burn Notice now.
Ooh, yeah.
It was like a competent Ash, like Eric said earlier. I mean, I think it's I think it's great. He has all the confidence, all the charisma, everything we like about Ash and Bruce is in this character.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just
With a little more competence, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to agree. I mean, like I said, I've only seen bits and pieces of Burn Notice. The whole series is on Prime. It's included with Prime.
Oh, nice.
Good to know.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, it's very. I really want to see more of this character because it's a really cool character. Like you said, it's a competent Ash. It's like Ash if he was a Navy SEAL. I mean, that's
Right.
basically what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's Ash if things would have turned out differently in that cabin and he would have joined the Navy.
If he would have kept his hand and joined the Navy.
Yeah.
Should have hit the books instead of going out to some fucking cabin in the woods.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a fun one. This was a good 4th of July, just good old fashioned American action.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed in the amount of action we got.
Oh,
I
yeah.
felt like there was a lot of kind of like slow.
Yeah. It
points
was a
and
bit
so-
light.
And I feel like it's probably budgetary constraints, because it is a TV movie, and I'm sure they tried to make it for very little, and
Right.
they did the best what they got. But I was hoping for a little more action, but this was sufficient. There was enough Bruce to keep me entertained.
Oh, yeah.
for the hour and a half runtime.
Yeah. I think it stayed entertaining the whole way through. Like there was never like I stayed very engaged with it. There was always something happening, even though it wasn't like action sequences and stuff.
Right.
I remember when I watched the show that character was one of my favorite parts of it. I just really liked the dialogue. His charisma was great. They explained the origin of his pseudonym Chuck Finley. He saw it on a magazine, and like that was,
I knew enough about it to know that was a thing.
yeah. That's like throughout the show. Anytime he needs to like bluff somebody, he's Chuck Finley. So
Nice.
I remember liking the character. I remember liking the movie, and like it holds up. It was pretty good. Like there were a few janky parts. There were every once in a while a weird cut or something like the special effects or whatever. But yeah, no. Overall, I thought it was solid. It was definitely worth a watch. Yeah, I'll probably actually go back and check out Burn Notice again. I might go back and see if the whole show holds up.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it.
This definitely sold me on Burn Notice. I'm definitely gonna have to make time to watch Burn Notice now, especially if his character is, and I'm sure he is exactly like what we've seen in this movie. Just he's got that machismo, he's got the confidence, the bluffs, and I just love the setups to like these different, like, oh, I was kidnapped, so I'm gonna
Right.
like when he's just by himself setting up the scene that he's trying to sell really quick and stuff like that. Like those.
Bruce is one of the few actors I think excels when he's by himself.
Oh yeah. He absolutely does. He could carry a scene entirely by himself, and we've seen him do it before.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2. He
Yeah,
carries
like
that
the entire
fucking
first
movie,
half of Evil Dead 2. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, when Bruce is on screen by himself, he's just got so much goddamn charisma.
Yeah, and it definitely shows in this.
I feel like when other people are on screen with him, it hinders him because he has to stifle his presence. But when it's just him, he's able to just inflate to the full his full presence. He's able to just
His full chinly power.
yeah, the chin just gets to expand. Yeah.
But no, we saw absolutely everything that I believe people love to see out of Bruce Campbell, and that was just clever, witty, the comedic, the slapstick kind of things were still in there. That's what I'm, no, it's perfect. I love it. No,
Yep.
I loved Bruce's character in this movie. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm giving it a groovy. This was groovy for me. I like the character that he played. He did a very good job. And I could watch a whole series just on Sam Axe. I'm realizing now. Like, I liked him better than the main character Michael on Burn Notice.
Oh, sure.
I believe that.
Yeah, I could see that too. Not anything against that character. I don't know anything about him.
Well,
but just,
sure, but
he's so much. Bruce is too entertaining.
It's Bruce.
He's so entertaining.
He's
yeah.
charismatic as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
It's always a lose-lose. You can't compete with Bruce.
It's if you try to, it's just you're gonna fall under the shadow of that chick.
yeah. What are you
yeah.
doing?
So groovy for me.
Groovy for Ian. What
I'm
say you?
gonna go ahead and give it a groovy as well. I think this was a good use of Bruce, and it's cool that they were able to they decided to take this character and give him his own little movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure that speaks to how well the character's received overall for them to give him his own little movie. Yeah, I kind of want to see some more of this character, so I might end up going back and watching Burn Notice. Now it's on Amazon Prime, as well.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think?
So groovy.
I'm gonna go groovy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's. I don't see how you couldn't. I mean, it's just everything that we love about Bruce is there.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
He gets enough screen time to give it a groovy. So I mean,
Yeah.
Definitely.
that's a groovy.
That's a groovy. I'm gonna agree. And you're right. That was everything that we loved about him. They even had him have a moment with a chainsaw. They worked that in there.
Yeah.
They knew what
That's
they
right.
had. They knew what they had, and
And then
they
after
showed
that,
him
he
the
said
love.
groovy.
He did have a yep. He had a moment saying groovy. So,
Very
so
groovy.
I'm gonna
very groovy.
very
yeah.
groovy. So I'm gonna agree with Bruce on this one. Very groovy.
Very groovy.
See, I wonder too. We talked about it a little bit, like when he's watching the movie. I wonder if the name has any sort of like
homage to yeah.
Because I was thinking
A
of
reference.
Sam, maybe Sam Raimi, then Axe. He uses an axe through the majority of Evil Dead 1.
Which
That's
is
what he
true.
uses.
Yeah, and axe kind of sounds like ash.
It does.
You could make
It
that
does.
argument.
Because I thought I remember when my roommate Mike would watch it every now and then, I'd hear his name. I would think it was Sam Ash. I thought that was what they were saying. So I was like, it just sounded like that made more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if that's like some kind of thing. If it was a name specific for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bruce,
if
like
it was
a
a
little
reference.
homage.
Because they obviously weren't afraid to reference Evil Dead.
No, obviously not. So
right.
yeah, I think this is a good 4th of July pick for us.
Absolutely.
It's not 4th of July yet. You guys will be enjoying 4th of July. Saturday, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, less than a week after this airs.
Yeah. So this is our 4th of July special. I hope you guys enjoyed. Figured what better way to celebrate 4th of July than a good old fashioned American action film.
That's
yeah.
right.
And you guys have to keep an ear out too, because tomorrow we have the Cult Talk Weird Shit 4th of July.
Weird World War II. We got
Weird
3
World War
strange
II.
tales. We got a strange battle and 2 odd soldiers. It'll be pretty fun.
And on 4th of July, we have a very special 4th of July special. Because you're actually going to get to see us. We're going to be we're going to be reviewing. We're doing a video review on the Cult Talk Net YouTube channel of Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, if you haven't seen it, it's a doozy. It's a weird one.
I have not seen it. I look forward to it.
Oh, it's just one of those cheesy 90s cash-in slashers.
And there is a Campbell connection to it.
Oh.
The director of Uncle Sam is the director of Maniac Cop.
Whoa.
We're looking forward to a gym.
Yes.
Yes.
Real gym.
Yes.
So we do have a
All-time
Campbell
As our
connection
listeners
there.
can recall, we have a lot of respect for that movie.
I will say, Maniac Cop 2 and 3, pretty fucking solid flicks. I would suggest if you want to watch Maniac Cop, skip the first one.
Yeah. You get a little Bruce at the beginning of
You
the
get a little bit of
Yeah.
Bruce, you get just enough Bruce.
You get all the best of Bruce anyway. In the
If
very
you
beginning
can
of the
call that
sequel.
Maniac Cop, but
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so so we got quite a bit of content coming out here for 4th of July, and this is our Kickstarter to it. Cult Talk Weird Shit tomorrow, and then on the 4th of July on our YouTube channel, you'll get to see the special video review of Uncle Sam.
Yeah, we'll be on camera. You get to see our smiling, happy, wonderful faces.
Yes.
And we're so sorry for it.
Yes,
You see how apologize profusely.
you see how hot we all are.
Yeah. It's 4th of July. The temperature will be quite high.
Yeah, we're gonna be sweating. All right.
But I think that's enough. So, the fall of Sam Axe Certified groovy.
Certified groovy.
It makes its way to the certified groovy tier of the Campbell movies.
That's right.
Which the Evil Dead is not on.
Yeah.
Stop hating us.
Oh, you just had to bring that up.
Stop hating us. Just preempting, please. We're just being honest.
And I believe at the time this comes out, I think a couple weeks prior to this, you have already heard our review of Alien Apocalypse.
Oh no.
Which is also certified groovy. Evil Dead, not groovy.
Boy, we're just really gonna own that one, aren't we?
But I think we're gonna let you guys go anyways. For our regular listeners, we'll let you guys go. Make sure to follow us on @CultTalkNet on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, possibly Rumble.
That's right. Yeah, we're working on Rumble.
Ben has been
All
pushing
the
Rumble,
things.
all the things. And
the
then
things.
if you want to jump on over to our Patreon @CultTalkNet,
Yep.
Please.
join the groovy tier or the certified groovy tier.
Absolutely.
r/CultTalkNet. If you're a Redditor, I'm still in there all by myself. Please, somebody come fucking save me from insanity.
Yep. It's a dangerous place being alone. But that's where we end it for our regular listeners. We have a little bit of extra content we'll put continue here for our Patreons and our special Patreon bonus post show. But to hear what we talk about in there, you will have to subscribe to patreon.com/culttalknet.
And don't just do it for us. Do it for Michael.
Do it for Michael.
Do it for
Yeah.
Michael.
We love you, Mike.
No one knows who the hell Michael is.
Nobody knows, but Michael is the one who makes all this possible, and he is just slaving away.
Yep.
We keep him chained to his chair.
Yep.
There's
Making
it's
fun of us in TikTok.
our Patreon is like the it's like the attic full of treasure.
That's right.
It's just cobwebs and dust. No one's in there, but if you open it up,
You'll find all sorts of gems.
you'll find some gems in there. Yeah,
Exactly. Including
there.
now Ursa singing, I swear.
All
Something
right.
in there.
Ursa's whole album is on there.
Yes, all of it.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Cult of Campbell.
He's leaving
And
us out.
remember, stay
Stay groovy.
Hail to the king, baby. That's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.